What does the author mean by to increase the burden of awareness in the last sentence of the fourth paragraph? First off, the reference is here. The phrase itself makes us understand that this is learning for learning's sake. It is not to any benefit. It is just to increase the burden of awareness, just to know. Let's read a few lines above. This is necessary to unbeliefs because the hegemony of analytical thought, the absolute power of analytical thought in the modern world means that we cannot say in an acceptable scientific language, what we cannot say in an acceptable scientific language, we tend to deny or forget. So this is talking about things that scientific language forgets. The purpose of his own project is thus to reflect on those everyday experiences and surface phenomena that are at once removed from the gaze of conventional social scientific inquiry and yet remain stubbornly present within the life worlds of its practitioners and within its own practices, simply to increase the burden of awareness. Let's look at the options. A says the subterranean occurrences of daily life which no one cares about. This was otherwise okay, the occurrences of our daily life which no one cares about. But why subterranean? First off, we're not talking about underground. When we say surface phenomena, we're talking about phenomena which is not deep, which is on the surface. But we are not talking about it being on the surface of planet Earth. And so subterranean cannot be justified. Also, if at all we allow surface phenomena to be converted into something which refers to the surface of planet Earth, then also subterranean means underground. It's quite the opposite of surface phenomena. Underground phenomena, opposite of surface phenomena. So this clearly is distorted. We can eliminate A. Option B says, taking into account those apparently trivial happenings which do not induce any interest. Yes, true. We are talking about the reflection on those everyday experience and surface phenomena that are at once removed from the gaze of conventional social scientific inquiry and yet remain stubbornly present within the life worlds of its practitioners. This is something which we cannot say in an acceptable scientific language, and thus we tend to deny or forget it. So this is something which is not of scientific interest because we tend to deny or forget it, but it remains. And that's why it is removed from the gaze of conventional scientific inquiry. These are everyday experiences, surface phenomena, those apparently trivial happenings. Trivial gets the meaning of surface phenomena exactly, everyday experiences perfectly. It doesn't talk about the surface of the earth. It doesn't talk about subterranean, underground, none of that rubbish. So we find that B is a valid choice. We can qualify it. Option C tells us the author refers to those petty incidents in our daily lives. So far, this is good, which seem to be beyond scientific inquiry. Now, this is where it has distorted the premise. These are not beyond scientific inquiry. Yes, we are talking about these being removed from the gaze of conventional scientific inquiry, but these are not beyond them. We have scientifically inquired into these experiences and phenomena. But because we cannot explain them in acceptable scientific language, we tend to deny or forget them. It's not that they have not been analyzed, they have been analyzed, but they are of low interest. They don't generate much interest, and that is what we see in option B. This option is distorted. So C is incorrect. Option D says the author refers to those insignificant daily happenings which appear to be on the far side of scientific inquiry. What does far side of scientific inquiry in this context even mean? They are distant in scientific inquiry. Why? They are everyday experiences, surface phenomena. There is no far side to this. There's no depth to this. There's no distance to this. Again, it's about interest, not about where it lies on the spectrum of scientific inquiry. So D also is distorted. We can eliminate it. The correct answer is option B.